Cool. Good afternoon, Calgary. It is a wonderful Friday, TGIF, and today we're going to be flying away with ROCKYVIEW Aerials. Leo, owner-operator, will be our guest today. We'll be talking about these neat little guys right here and a lot of the interesting things going on in the industry today. So, Leo, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So how are you feeling today?
I'm good. Nice weather out today. So
excellent. We just want to know a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a professional drone operator. We provide anything from the usual photography and video, and we also do 360 virtual tours and mapping services.
Mapping services, okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly would you be mapping, would you say?
Mostly construction and development. So it can be anything from when they break ground, to the finish when they break the ribbon for.
Okay. And how did you get into all this?
I used to be in construction for 20 years.
20 years, okay.
And then that industry, I was a painter, and that industry, unfortunately, was being undercut and all that. And I just picked up a drone one day at Costco before the regulations came into play and started getting into it, flying it around. And I'm like, So I kept reading more about it and getting myself the proper training. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to start a business with this. And here I am today.
Awesome. So are you saying you kind of got bored of painting? Do you think that's what it
Well, no. I miss it, actually. It's just the industry was undercut a lot.
Yeah.
And ruins the industry for the professionals or anybody who did a DIY, do it yourself on a weekend. They pick up a brush or a roller and they think they're a professional painter, and then they're undercutting everybody else. So the industry just goes.
Right. Well, that's unfortunate. I know for myself, it's always good to be changing and growing and things like that too. So I'm sure it's at least a refreshing change for you to be into the aerial biz.
Yeah, I was always into photography as well, so that helps a lot.
Business. What'd you do into photography?
Just for hobby. So I learned how to shoot cameras and all the settings in manual instead of just putting on automatic and take a photo that anybody can do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the ins and out of a camera.
Do you have a page or something like that, to dedicate to your photography at all, or?
My webpage.
Your webpage, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your webpage?
Well, you mean the ROCKYVIEW Aerials one, or just my hobby?
Yeah, your hobby side.
I kind of combined. I used to combine both, but more now I'm just sticking to the aerial photography side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's nowhere that anybody could come and take a look at your hobby pictures?
Not really.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
You might see some. I might have someone on the ROCKYVIEW Aerials website.
Cool. What is your ROCKYVIEW website name, by the way?
ROCKYVIEWaerials.ca.
Okay.
Canadian site.
Awesome. Okay. Good. We'll definitely link that into the description and the comments. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So how long did you say you were doing this aerial drone stuff?
With training and everything, I'd say close to 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? So awesome. And
now professionally under all the regulations and laws and all that, 2 years.
2 years. Okay. Great. Well, so you're a growing business then, would you say?
Yeah, the drone industry is it's not just photography and video anymore. There's more to it. It's no longer just pick up a drone and fly.
Right. And so that kind of brings us to the next thing here is that so I think you were saying that there's quite a bit of illegal drone operations going on right now.
Yeah, if you go on social media, especially like Instagram and YouTube, you can, from a professional point, we can tell just by the video what it was done with,
Right.
what type of drone it was done with.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people just flying, like in Calgary, downtown Calgary, you can tell just by height, the angle of the shot or the video
Really?
quality.
Really? Okay. And so you can't so basically at this point in time you can't just buy any drone off Amazon and just start flying.
No.
Okay. But technically you can.
Well, yeah, because the forcing the regulations, it's not all there. This is quite new to everybody from all departments of the city, so the training is not all there to enforce it.
Okay.
But when it comes down to it, it's huge fines.
Gotcha. Okay. And by huge fines, what do you mean by that?
Oh, no, you're not certified if you're in controlled airspace like we are right now.
So like what dollar amounts? What do you think you're looking at for
Hundreds to thousands. Like,
really? Oh,
yeah, especially if you're flying provincial and national parks, you're looking at $5,000,
Wowza.
and they can keep going up and up depending what you're doing
Okay. Wow.
with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's I mean that's something definitely to consider for anybody who's risking that kind of we'll say behavior. And I suppose there's probably some safety problems with unlicensed drone operators.
Yeah, because we deal with municipal, provincial, and federal laws, right?
Okay.
We're dealing with ground laws on the ground as us physically, and then now we're dealing with manned aircraft and then the safety of people on the ground, right?
So is there any stories that come to mind of somebody possibly getting like injured or property getting damaged by drone activity?
They usually don't really put it out there for the public to, but if you go on Transport Canada, you can, or forums and all that, you can hear about them.
Really?
But nobody's gonna put it out there. Oh, I crashed a drone at.
Right.
It's I'm sure it's really embarrassing when you see your drone come down.
Oh, and expensive too.
Yeah, the red tape you got to go through, and then contact. You got to contact like local emergency, Transport Canada, if you have a drone fly away or it falls.
It's a big deal.
A lot of regulations and laws to go through.
You gotta try to fly around all that red tape, eh?
Yeah. A lot of preparations before the drone even takes off. Yeah.
So for like a little guy like this here, so is this like, do you need a license for this guy?
That one you don't. The way the regulations work with here in Canada and the U.S. also, they're quite similar. 250 grams and over, you have to be certified. It doesn't matter if you're using it, if your kid's using it, which by the way, you got to be 14 years old to fly a drone.
Oh, okay.
So you can't just buy a drone for your kid.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
250 grams and over, you got to be certified. And then there's two types of certification. There's basic for uncontrolled airspace, and then there's advanced for controlled airspace.
Gotcha. And which certifications do you have?
The advanced.
You got the advanced.
So I can fly basically anywhere legally.
Awesome.
As long as I'm following the regulations, procedures, and all that.
Right. Okay. And so I'm assuming that big bad boy there, you definitely need a license for that one.
Yes, that's why you see the registration number on it, and yeah.
Okay.
And on top of that, it's illegal to fly, even if you're certified, to fly an advanced certificate. You still need to place a parachute system on top of it.
A parachute. Okay.
Yeah, it's illegal to fly a drone. No matter what if you're doing a hobbyist or commercially.
Okay.
You cannot fly over a person. So basically you can't fly freely. So flying over people's houses, you cannot do any of that.
Okay. And
you basically can just go like this. That's all. You can't, because you have no control of who's going to walk underneath it.
Right.
So if you have no control, then you must have a parachute system installed.
Okay, and now just personal opinion, do you think this is overkill, or do you think it's justified?
Once you do your advanced certification in your ground school, because we also take a ground school, before we challenged the test, the exam for Transport Canada. You see why, like even this falling up 400 feet, which is the highest you can go legally with any drone.
400 feet.
That's regulated. And like imagine this falling out of the sky at 400 feet on your head as you're walking by.
Right.
That'll do some damage.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I see why all these regulations are in place. Where it is sometimes an overkill, as you said, but I mean, when you see why of what can happen in worst scenario, then you appreciate that taller, or else anybody will be drones all over the place, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I think that more and more drones are flying. So I guess that the more they go up in the air.
Yeah. I can't. The actual amount, but Transport Canada just released the amount of drones that have been registered just in 1 year. It's just.
Really? Okay. So you have to register each drone.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Aside from being certified and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what services do you provide?
We provide, like I was saying earlier, the photography. So you got aerial photography, aerial video. So it's not like the robotic, like a robot kind of shot, more cinematic, like the stuff you see in movies, in which that adds more issues.
So I think you did a cinematic one for me, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of there because there was a tree. Because remember, I'm viewing this camera that is not on the bottom like other drones, so you don't have a separate camera operator. So I'm viewing the image, but I'm flying that way.
Okay.
I don't know what's behind me or around me at all times.
Right.
And that's why you need to do a safety survey of the area beforehand.
Okay.
And then we do like 3D modeling, mapping for construction development construction progress, all that stuff.
Okay. So you'd say your primary clientele would be construction.
Yes. Yes. For the big corporations out there. And
big corporations.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who besides the big corporations that may want your services, who else might want to hire you?
I, being a past small business owner for, like I was saying, painter in construction, I know how hard it is to get media for social media, marketing and all that. So I also do small business, like a 360 shot for Google Maps. So instead of the usual street view, now they're seeing it from a higher angle, right?
Right.
Things like that, and I'll do a photo and then like an orbit around your business.
Cool. Yeah. Well, honestly, I know when you had I'd wanted drone footage of my my projects for quite a while. So yeah, when I found you, I was like, man, I can get this done correctly. I can get this done professionally, and so I was really happy with.
Perspective is so different. It
Totally.
beats using a phone, and it's like, okay, how many other people are doing the same thing, right?
For sure, and I mean, like, and you added things like really cool music and
the sound effects and music adds a lot to a video. Like you watch a movie, you see a drone shot, just that zoom, like that whoosh sound going past a tree or something, it adds cinematic effect to it. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, no. Well, that's why I mean, you're our number one drone guy for sure. So we always recommend you. So. Now about that parachute, like, is there any way we can get like a visual on that?
Yeah, actually, I have it right here.
Oh.
This one's specifically made for the Mavic series. So these guys right here.
Okay.
Here, let me see which way to open. I'm doing this in reverse, so it's kind of a.
Oh, it's all good, yeah.
So this is actually the parachute itself. It's a little, like you don't want to bump it or anything, or else we're going to have the parachute open up here.
Really? like it pops out kind of thing?
Yeah, that's why it's got the safety
ripcord
on it.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's it there.
All right.
And then you can't just buy the parachute itself. You got to buy the professional kit, which will include the ASTM.
Okay.
which this will measure the force that it's falling at.
Okay.
It self-deploys. It does everything on its own.
Oh, okay. So you don't
Shuts
have
off
to
the
hit nothing.
motors, shuts off the motors, deploys everything on its own.
So when it hits a certain velocity, it deploys?
Yeah, any like a bird hits it, I hit a tree, any failure. If it notices, there's a black box in there too, inside that
Okay.
parachute.
And is this battery? It's got some battery in there?
Yeah, it's charged by USB.
Okay.
And then, but the thing, once they do activate, which I've never, good thing, you got to send it off to a technician. You can't put it together yourself for it to be legal.
Right.
So you got to send it away to a technician to do it, and then they wrap it up for you, put it all together, and send it back to you.
You know, that's interesting. It's kind of like a roofing harness almost, you know? Once like you got to take it in and you got to get it dealt with.
Yeah,
You can't just do things yourself. That's
Authorized. Yeah.
really interesting stuff.
This is the manual, right?
What's
This is
that?
the manual remote, so you can activate it remotely.
Oh, okay. Just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And where would this be on you, like when you like?
On our, usually with our radios on our vest,
Yeah.
we usually carry it on us.
Okay.
Yeah. Or your visual observer can have it on him.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what's this little like little laser? Is that a laser there?
Yeah, it's lights, different lighting that lets us know the status.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's got a light also, and it lets us know the status of what's happening.
So now, how many people are actually using this this parachute device?
Unfortunately, not too many, because the thing is, it's hard to get the word out there, right? Everybody thinks that because they're certified, they can fly freely, which you can't. Like I was saying earlier on, you can't just fly over people, houses, and stuff unless you got control of the ground, right?
Right.
So they figure, oh, it's only for a photo shoot for real estate or an inspection. Nobody else knows except for the person for that house.
Yeah, and then until somebody gets injured, and then they're out.
Yeah.
Way too much
And
money.
it is the law. It is the regulations.
Yeah, because what's the thing? If you get busted for neglect, if you actually hurt somebody and there's no parachute on there, I mean, you're in a lot of trouble.
All your flight logs, we log before every flight. We do safety checks on a drone, specific list that we got to do, flight logs.
Right.
So everything's recorded. Whether you want it or not, the drone sends all that information. Every time you turn it off, it's already sending the information off to DJI. So Transport Canada will come back to you and say, well, I want to see your flight logs.
Right.
Oh, but this is not there. That's not, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And then that's where the fines start acting up.
Start packing down. Okay. And how many of these drone operations that are going on today are illegal, would you say?
More than 60% for sure.
More than 60, yeah.
Like I've had to delete and stop following certain accounts on Instagram and Facebook because of what they were posting.
Right.
You can tell from a professional point of view, you can tell that it was done illegally.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a risky business to be posting things on your business page.
Yeah, especially I'll be honest, like the beginning I was telling people maybe you shouldn't post that because you got your company name on there.
Right.
They don't need your actual name. They'll just follow that wherever. So they'll look it up on YouTube, your videos on YouTube, videos on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
All you're doing is providing them all the footage and stuff they need.
The evidence to literally convict you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's great, and that's why we like you, is you're by the books, and you get things done properly, and that's something that everybody should be looking for in a drone operator. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
I think you're going to go far. Well, let's. I think you got some media that you showed us here, so let's take a look at some of these pictures, and we'll kind of go on about what's happening in them. So. So what do we have going on here?
New development that's going on in Airdrie right now by Mel. I'd rather not say that, but and I just want they're asking for aerial shots. Like I've done previous, like in the summer I did some for this, so you can see how it's changing over time. for that community.
And why would a client want to see this?
Shareholders,
Okay.
marketing. There's a lot of like, yeah, it shows so much in just in that one image, right?
Right. Okay.
Because we do a lot of these for construction progress. So see that house on the bottom, almost in the center there, that's getting built. I can be closer to that within like 5 feet because they're
Gotcha.
aware of me being there, and I can shoot that week after week till it's completed. And along with like 3D modeling and mapping, you can see that in real time, side by side, week after week, before and after.
Right.
And if you had like 360 tour, you could be inside there while it's getting built and see it in real time, all from your house.
So you're saying some of your clients will like kind of do like a live stream?
No, it's not even live. It's just going there every week. I do a
okay.
walkthrough with a 360 camera,
Right.
and because we got the original plans for that site, and you put that together with the new stuff, and then in real time you all can be in your offices and you can see it in real time. I mean, like 12 hours after it's been
Gotcha.
shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Almost like a kind of virtual tour.
yeah.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I can see why that would be handy. Let's see here. Well,
It saves a lot of money. It's a known fact. There's your elevations with 3D mapping. We can calculate anything from mass, length, like you name it. We can volume.
okay. So like for like in terms of like excavation and things, this would probably be a handy.
Oh, most definitely, yeah, yeah. But each color represents a different coding for what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little, like as you can see on just by that image that's been processed with the yellow around it.
Right.
You can see on to the right. You can see all the measurements to the right of it there.
Okay, and is this all like done automatically?
We with drones and then some software, which is it's accessible to us. It's another certification you need to do this, and once again sets you apart from everybody else who flies drones, right?
And I'm assuming that you have that certification.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's they call it certification, but it's more of a training because I mean you got to be able to go back to the client and tell them, look, this area is higher elevation than that area over there, right? So they might have grabbed a dirt truck, dumped it over here, and then somebody else went and moved it over there, and I got to be able to show them it's the same dirt that was over here because I can calculate, read it, everything.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's important information. I could can definitely see that.
There's another one.
Okay. So yeah. So
And like I mean, stockpiles is just part of it. We can measure basically anything on a construction site.
So whereabouts is this?
This is using drone deploy.
Okay.
Yeah, usually all my work is Calgary and Airdrie.
Calgary and Airdrie. Okay.
Mostly Calgary.
And
Construction out here.
and what development is going on here?
That's just earth stockpiles.
Yeah, it looks like a big
there.
pile.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got the exact volume of the dirt?
Yeah.
Is that what that's there?
Yeah. Even what has been taken out, like if there's a big dip, a big hole in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can calculate how much was out because it's using elevation measurements with GPS and then photogrammetry.
Okay. Well, this is a part of droning I didn't know about.
Yeah, a lot of the big corporations in construction use a lot of drones.
I just think it's kind of crazy that you can tell like how many like basically like like the volume, the meters cubed there.
It's basically like overlapping photos overhead and on the side. So
Right.
like you can have a structure like a house, well maybe not a house, like buildings downtown. And every week we go and shoot it, and it overlaps the photos all together. It does all the measurements, and then I can go back to the client and say, look, you're losing out this much dirt,
Oh,
so he's losing out money,
gotcha.
right? So it's not just keeping progress, it's also a way to keep track of all your assets.
Sounds like efficiency to me.
Yep.
All right, so your work pays for itself easily and then some.
There's a 360 right there. I did this ain't. Oh, you might not see it. I got this just to show you guys. See a little robot on it, guys, to the right.
See if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to utilize this with my TV.
There's a walking robot dog right there, and he's got a 360 camera, and he basically just walks around the construction site every day.
It's a robot dog.
Yeah. Oh. You guys haven't seen it on YouTube and stuff?
No.
Yeah, they have robotics. It's they call him Spot.
Spot.
He's used for different industries, but construction's one of them. He just walks the construction site all day after day, pre-planned, right? You hit go and he just does his thing, and in real time he can show who's ever viewing it for investors and all that.
No way.
Stock. Yeah.
Okay, I have not seen that. I've been out of these big projects. That's pretty neat.
There's a lot of robotics and stuff being used.
No way.
There's a 3D modeling of farm.
And
that's 3D modeling.
3D modeling. That's neat. And why would somebody want something like this?
It's not just that combined with all that calculations and stuff. Mm-hmm. You can see like it's basically like you're there because you can move this around. It's a 3D image.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I see. So that's pretty cool.
And once you apply all the calculations and all that, you can see it in real time.
Neat.
Yeah, there's one for you. That's not my photo, but
okay,
I'll put that up there for you.
That's some really accurate.
Within 15 minutes, I can calculate your roofs.
Really?
Or less.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's not just overhead, right? It's all side photography as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like basically essentially doing a scan. Like.
Yeah. That's why it's so. I think it was 1 to 2% is the estimate of the measurement. How much it can be off. 1 to 2%.
Okay, so that's. I mean, I know I've used some satellite programs before, and they're sometimes not so accurate. I'm sure a drone will probably be more accurate.
Yeah,
than
it's
a plane.
there. It's like literally there. You're not relying on some software from outer space or something.
Right. Yeah. No, they make mistakes, but okay, that's pretty neat. And so what do we got going on here?
This is one of the towers that are being built in Calgary, and what they call the glass guys. Mm-hmm. What's the name for the
glazers? Maybe?
Yeah, glazing company, and they wanted me to do a shoot for them. This was in last summer when they were starting up. It's way higher now. There's more photos of this building in the.
Okay.
So marketing, once again, he's probably going to share them on social media, right?
Right.
Of what they can do.
Well, that's quite the project, you know. That's no easy feat.
And you see how usually when you shoot a picture with your phone or something, you try to blow it up, and it's all like you notice how nice.
That is, yeah.
Because the megapixels that we use on these drones are pretty high.
Right.
So you can blow up a picture to like billboard size if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
So marketing is what I'm getting. You can use a lot of these photos for marketing and video.
Oh, okay. That's that's a nice shot.
Yeah, I fly around cranes and stuff a lot.
That's nice. Oh, that's a beauty.
Yeah.
That's a beauty photo.
I was in the area and I saw this, so I shot it. Right?
Wow.
To use for my marketing.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's really nice.
Yeah, because, I think, notice how their roads are closed? See, they're blocked off, the roads?
Oh, yeah.
Usually that's what you would have to do as a drone operator with the City of Calgary and development. If you want to take this photo that I took, you would need to close that down like that. And then you get a permit through the city. Mm-hmm. But the way you can do it without getting permit is through Transport Canada, have the parachute system So then now you don't have to close down anything. And then we actually ask either the client or near my businesses where we can take off from.
Okay.
Because it's their property, so we can take off and land there.
Oh, okay.
Once it reaches airspace, it's off the ground, it becomes Transport Canada.
Gotcha.
So then that's when the parachute applies. But other than that, they would need to close everything down.
So I think you were saying this before. So even if like it's 1 foot off the ground,
Yeah.
it's Transport
It's
Canada.
now Transport Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really nice shot. And when did you take this?
Summer. Last summer, obviously. Yeah, last summer while I was doing one of those, I think there's a site behind there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. If I'm working on one site and I see something else that's being built around, I'll take a photo of it, reach out to, because I'll drive by it and reach out to the builder, say, hey, here's a picture. I was in the area. And then that's how they see it, right? And, they contact me to go do more work for them.
Right.
So it's self-marketing for me.
Absolutely. Okay.
That's actually one of the ones that was near. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like so this is a contracted photo that you were taking for this client?
No, this is another one. I do while I'm out there in Calgary. Why not go take pictures of other sites, right?
Oh, okay.
Because there's a possibility for clients, for future clients for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all kind of like I can get closer if I wanted to, but why would I put that risk? Not only to myself and to the people there and go through the whole. So I just stand back, right, and take a photo. Even guys like yourselves are working on houses. I see them out, I'll take a photo for them driving by. I'm like, hey, you want a photo? I'll just do my thing and I'll send them the photos. Like, good, all free of charge. Like, just go ahead.
Well, hey, yeah, you're like almost like an ice cream truck. You know, it's like happy to see you coming by. Like, wow,
yeah, because who doesn't want? Like, I mean, this is a cool drone, but there are cooler drones out there. Like they look like something out of the movies, and who doesn't like getting their picture taken for social media and putting something like that on for marketing their business, right?
Totally.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not. I've never nobody said no.
No, it's hard. I mean, it's definitely it's a bargain.
That was across it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same building, but from a different angle. And actually, for this one, I was using this little guy right here.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think that's as big of a resolution as I can get with this guy.
So I'm assuming that that one has better resolution on it.
Yeah, this has 22 megapixels, HD, 4K footage. They have a 4K version of this.
Okay.
And like, even though it's not regulated, doesn't fall into the regulations because it's 249 grams. There are still some things that apply to it. Like we call it the don't be stupid rule.
Okay.
Like buzzing around people who have no idea this is around.
Right.
Who are not part of the operation. Of landmarks, anything that looks shady, don't do it.
Okay.
You know, you're not going to take, even though it's not regulated, don't take this to a provincial park or a national park.
Right.
You're still the fines are still going to apply as if you're flying this.
Gotcha. And what's the cost difference between these two?
This one, I think when it came out, I got Fly More combo for $700. It came with 3 batteries. Each battery lasts 30 minutes.
Okay.
Well, in real time, you're getting like 22 because the more a drone hovers, the more battery it's using, right?
Okay.
$700, 3 batteries, case, propeller guards. It's a starter drone.
Right.
This is what you want to go with if you want to get into the drone industry.
Gotcha.
And get used to sticks and then learn from there. But this guy, it's close to $3,000.
3 Gs. And the parachute system?
It costs more than
Wow.
costs more than the drone itself.
Holy.
So this little thing, yeah, I was reading up about the technology behind this. and there's even a black box in there.
Black box?
Yeah,
oh.
like just like a manned aircraft.
Holy.
Yeah.
It's like a Boeing.
Yeah. Everything you do when people have this perception of, nobody's going to know I was flying a drone here.
Yeah.
If somebody decides they want to rat you out or you get caught or something, all the information is there for them. Because all drones will give out all your flight logs, everything is in there, all the information, everything you did, at what altitude, how long you were flying for, the weather, like everything applies, like even weather. You can't fly in extreme weathers with drones.
So what would be some examples of extreme weather that you couldn't fly in?
Like the past 2-3 weeks here we had.
Just too cold.
Yeah, because that's another reason why advanced certification, you learn about, it's mostly has to do with manned aircraft. What creates flight? How does flight work? Or airfoils on a plane. So then you learn about icing, different types of clouds, things that have nothing to do with the drone itself, but it may apply. And what I'm getting at is like icing on your blades, like you're even a split hairline on one of these blades. Well, sure, it might look like nothing at 10 feet, but take this up to 200, 400 feet, then the force is totally different.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's some interesting considerations.
Yeah, it's people, like you were saying, the overkill for the advanced certification. It's mostly has nothing to do with drones itself. It's more of the philosophy and everything behind flight itself.
I think it's all. It sounds like to me like it's all vital stuff to know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so you got 2 blades here. Now, are there some with like 4? Is that, or is it only?
Yeah, the 4 4. There's you mean like the arms?
I mean like these little guys here. So like these, you got the two little. I don't know. These are
Yeah,
called
there's
propellers.
some drones that have the 2. Actually, you even have 8. Actually, 8 propellers. Right, motors.
And what would be the benefit of that?
Different. There's more you can do with them. Those are expensive drones. Those are like the $65,000 drones
Oh wow.
that you can take like to the Arctic in like -50. Yeah, self-heating batteries.
Really?
Yeah, but just the movements and like the limitations that it can do. Like you can't have this like turn on a dime, right? These are more for like things like that. As 2 other types of drones where they just turn on a dime, do flips and all this other stuff.
I've heard of people like modifying them and putting like bottle rockets on them. Like what
Yeah.
what's that?
That's that's another part of the regulations. Anytime you modify from the original, whoever created that drone, like these are DJI drones,
Okay.
you're already going against the regulations. And then, or you can give them, I forgot what they're called, documentation showing what did you do to it to modify it, and then they can say yes or no.
All right. So
thing, yeah.
can I put bottle rockets on here? And maybe like no.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that's done, like hanging things from them,
Yeah.
fishing. There's actual rigs that you can buy for these ones, particular for this guy, for fishing,
No way.
for lowering things, carrying things, but then now you're carrying payload, and you gotta register all that in your license.
I thought you meant like actual like fishing. You know, like you
They
catch a
are.
fish. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll use them to fish because they can see, and then they'll have a rig with motor,
Yeah.
and then once they'll pull up, bring the fish.
Oh, that's crazy. Hey, Brody, is there any like images you could pull up of somebody fishing with a UAV?
Yeah, probably.
We got to see this. This is,
Getting blurry. Actually, I think 2 weeks ago, they busted a crew of hunters. It's illegal to use for hunting.
oh,
Basically, you wreck the sport on top of it. Plus, usually where you're hunting, it's somewhere you shouldn't be flying a drone anyways. But it's illegal to use them for hunting and all that.
so I mean, if you're like trying to like find deer or something like that.
Yeah.
Really?
They busted. It was I can't remember the exact number in the fine, but it was huge.
So I thought using a gun was cheating, you know?
What's one thing I tell people when they tell me, well, why so much regulations and so much stuff? How come I can't fly here and fly there? A gun, I think, some people ain't going to like me for this too much, but a drone can cause more harm than a gun will. When you look at it the way a gun, yes, you got to be registered and certified and all that also. But a gun, you only have so many bullets, so many people you can shoot, right?
Right.
Which is bad. Like, I'm not
Totally.
doing it all.
Yeah.
But now imagine even this little guy right over, say, Airdrie, where it's not controlled airspace, but there is a flight path. And a nice big commercial airline goes by. This gets into its motor there.
Yeah.
How many people are on that plane if that plane crashes, right?
Right.
All just like that because someone just decided to take a picture of their farm or something.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking that that drones are probably going to be like one of the primary tools for terrorism in the future.
Unfortunately, that's mankind.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah.
Like if you go on YouTube, you'll see they've put an M16 to some.
Yeah.
Like these are the bigger drones because they got to be able to carry that missiles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's literally military drones out there. You know, it's like
Yeah, the big Predator drones. Those things are like bigger than this house, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, you can use things for good. You can use things for bad. It's basically, you know.
And one thing I was gonna, since we're on that topic, which is a big question: can a drone hover over my house, fly over my house?
Right.
Technically, legally, yes, it can. But if you did not hire someone to fly a drone over your house, one thing is to fly over and one thing is to hover over your house. If you see a drone, if you're in your backyard and there's a drone hovering there and you don't have no clue who it is, then now they're breaking privacy laws.
So they're allowed to fly over, but they cannot hover over your house.
Why would they be hovering over your house if you didn't hire them to do a specific job for you, right?
Right.
So now they're breaking privacy laws.
Okay, so that's something that somebody can report.
Yes.
And where would they report that to?
Calgary Police.
Calgary Police.
Bylaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I found a cool photo here. I guess a fairly standard fishing rig, but it looks something like this here.
Yeah.
I guess there's a few components that are difficult to describe, but definitely like mechanical.
Well, we'll let Leo explain it. What are you seeing there, Leo?
Yeah, it's the same drone as mine. They just put that modification on there too. It's basically a low motor.
Yeah.
And it just goes up and down, right?
I see. Okay.
Now, I don't know about in the States. Most of that is done in the States, those kind of stuff. So I don't know how the United States laws.
I just honestly wonder what it would be like catching a fish with a drone. You know, like how, like what if it's a big one? Like I think you're posing a big risk to that drone. You know?
Yeah, and they are expensive, and I'm sure for something like that you would want something with thermal imagery, so a thermal camera, so you can see the fish, right?
Right.
Because it'll give up the heat, and you can see them if it's clear enough. You'll be able to literally see the fish.
Oh man, you can see a big
just
juicy
fly
one
to
down
it,
there. Yeah. Oh,
drop the line, catch, bring
there
it
we
back.
go. Hey man, sounds like a good survival tool if you ask me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
That's construction progress.
Just gonna go.
That's mostly what I do.
Okay.
So week after week, depending on if they want it every 2 days, 4 days, and when. That's all in that same area. All those buildings are together. I made sure to capture the logo for their company.
Oh, there's
the annex.
Cool, man. That's nice and close to those guys there. That's wintertime.
Yeah, see, they're aware of me being there. Like, I've been there for more than a year now. They just completed 2 days ago.
Hey, guys. What's going on? Oh, What's he got on there? No.
Yeah.
Give somebody an advertisement.
So if they're showing what I do, even though they're aware, like even not just my client whose building it is, but the actual construction contractor,
Yeah.
they're aware of me. But if I happen to snap a shot and their face is showing, I blur out people's faces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So see, I can get up close and like that because they know I'm there.
Gotcha.
But if somebody's doing that to you and sitting in the back of your yard, then they're breaking privacy laws, right?
Right. There's a lot of man. There's a lot around this.
And of course, see on sites like that, I have to parachute on because I'm flying freely, and then there's pathways, sidewalks. There's like pedestrians, the public's walking near that building, and I'm flying around it.
So, and that's when you have to have the parachute, or you just can't do it? Oh, okay.
I have the parachute. It's either that, or you got to close down the roads and pathways so the public can't have access.
Just get your... Go. All right. Well, just like to, I guess, ask you a little more about maybe some of your hobbies and interests. So what are you into besides the aerial stuff?
Photography, of course.
Photography, yeah.
Well, coming down here, this is my second year here in South Alberta, so I'm loving the views out here. So, of course, where do you go? Banff, Kananaskis. So a lot of hiking.
So where are you coming in from?
North of Edmonton, St. Albert.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
small. Well, it's a small, big city.
Right.
The way you want to. Yeah. So photography, hiking. I used to draw and stuff, but no.
Draw?
Yeah. I when I was younger, I had a chance to work for Disney Animation.
Oh,
I
really?
used to do animation back in the day, but you know, life changes, and you become a painter.
Right.
You know, it's like, well, okay, I'll just pick up a brush and roller because that didn't work out.
Well, so how did that not work out?
It was a time where you're being dumb and stupid when you're young.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're starting to hit the clubs and that's all. So you kind of, your hobbies and stuff get put to the side. And then, like, they even tested me. I did a animation, big drawing test, like to see characters of different 3D imagery and all that. Yeah, I did all the testing for them. And then I was like, not pay attention to it as much until they're not going to wait around. Like, this is Disney. You know,
Right.
There's like thousands of other animators that want to get in there. It would have been cool to sit there and draw all day. You know?
Fork in the road. You know, I mean, you never know. You idealize it until it's okay. Do this 10 hours a day. You know, I know. I was watching the Who Framed Roger's Rabbit. Kind of like how they made that.
Okay.
Apparently, that was like a feat of animation even today. And they were working those guys like something like 20 hours.
Yeah. I guess there's different animators. There's like the in-betweener who does the in-between shots.
Right.
And then the head animator, it just gets passed on. But that was classical animation mixed with live action.
Right.
So they were literally drawing like Roger Rabbit and all that. Whereas now they use 3D computers. They're just still drawing on a tablet of some sort. But it's not like it used to be where you draw 24 frames. You know, per second is like.
Well, from what I know, though, like, I mean, with Who Framed Roger's Rabbit, I know they had a bit of the computing stuff back then, and but they just really wanted to keep that classic drawing look to it.
Look, yeah.
And apparently they said it was like back then it was costing like $200,000 a minute or something like that.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, you can make pretty good like animators. Yeah, you're. I mean, to draw at the end of the day, you're not, lifting a whole bunch of roofing stuff up there, concrete, in the trades.
But it seems like everything wears you down. Like it's like even if you're drawing all day, you're gonna get arthritis.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's true.
Yeah. But I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, look, each profession has its own kind of thing. Well, so do you still do any drawing just for fun these days?
No, No, to be honest, I don't.
Yeah. When was the last time you drew anything?
Wow, I think 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I would just draw for like family or kids and stuff. Because I would literally, like on advertisements, not like now, where you can go online and just print out Mickey Mouse. I literally draw it out for them, just on the spot for them. Yeah.
Okay. That's
It's not something I don't do anymore.
right. Well, that's still interesting stuff. And I think you said you had a bit of a gamer in you too.
Yeah, it helps with being a drone operator because you're on the sticks. Even though, actually, here's one thing, if I could show you.
Yeah.
That, here, I'll grab the smaller drone. I'll grab the smaller drone here. Here's the remote control for the little guy.
Okay.
So, once you have your sticks on there, it looks just like a gaming controller, right? So mostly everybody uses a thumb.
Right.
But the proper way is to grab like this because you have wheels and buttons back here too.
Right.
But the proper way is to pinch.
You know what? They said that about Nintendo 64 too. No.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't do it like this. I don't do the pinching thing. I'm more
Totally.
just like as I'm gaming, and the reason is because of the muscles. And I think that applies more to different controllers, like the big. I don't know if you've seen like controllers they use for like the big cinematic in Hollywood style, like they're big sticks.
Okay.
And that way, yeah, because that thing's on a harness, so you're like that, right?
Right.
But I mean, for this, I don't think it really applies. Some guys are like, "Well, you're doing it wrong." I'm like, "I got the shot, didn't I?"
You're right. Yeah. No, I mean, you handle it pretty smooth, and you get it around those corners, and I honestly, I would just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it works.
So, what kind of video games do you like?
Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
I know, I could tell. Hey, you a gamer?
Yeah, I am.
I used to do PC, but then I switched.
I prefer Battlefield. I'm a Battlefield guy.
Yeah. I used to play Battlefield on PC.
Oh yeah, that's where it's done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, awesome, man, awesome. Yeah. Well, we should do some gaming one of these days.
Yeah.
I'm pretty rusty. So outside of gaming and drawing, is there any other kind of hobbies you're into?
Honestly, no. Oh, I just educated myself with like technology.
Yeah.
I like reading up a lot on, especially they just first drone on Mars yesterday.
Oh no way.
Yeah. On Mars, there's a drone up there right now.
Really?
It's nothing like this. It's just, they call it a helicopter drone. It's basically just two propellers going in a different direction. Because it's gotta be really light. Because I think the air pressure, I don't know.
Something with the atmosphere.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so dense. Light that the drone itself had to be super light.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing like these guys here.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I like reading up on that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I might have to check into that because I know I've been watching the drone footage on Mars, the actual like the rovers and such. I think they what was that one called? It was like called Perseverance or something like that. But it was only supposed to go like 2 years, and it's gone for like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Technology just keeps coming out, so they come and they modify it, right? They keep changing it, which is good for everybody, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just wondering about that drone if it tips over and falls, like, and there's nobody there to.
It's screwed. it's done.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got to be really careful up there. Yeah, I know that the those rocks chew up the tracks really bad.
Oh, on the. I call it the little Humvee vehicle, right? The little.
Yeah, like they're tracks, like almost like tank tracks, almost, you know. And they get totally chewed up in the rocks there, so they got to be careful, and they get stuck. Sometimes they get stuck, and then they just sit there and they just look around until it dies, basically. But yeah, getting stuck for those things is a catastrophe. But it's been really interesting getting to know you and all these things. I've learned a lot, I think, and I think that people watching are found this to be pretty helpful. And I mean, again, like, you know, if somebody's hovering a drone over your house, you know, call it in.
Yeah.
You know, that's
there's one thing. Another way you can tell if he's a professional operator, like a lot of planning goes before we even the day of. We got weather, we got permits, authorization, airspace. But basically, how you can tell if he's a professional operator, like he's got the safety vest on him, he's got pylons all the way around the area.
So I'm going to rewind a little bit. Do you have to have a safety vest on?
It's part of the regulations, but it's not like 100% yes, you have to, but why not?
Right. Make yourself known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look shady, some guy's just lifting up a drone, it's a good 99, 100% of the time he's not a professional drone operator.
All right. And if he's 13 years old and he's got his hat to the side and he's got some gold chains, he's probably
yeah,
not.
He's up to no good. He's spotting out a house for when you leave on vacation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt you, Mike, but we actually just ran into, or we received a question from a viewer. He's just curious about whether or not drones would be good for moving cattle on a farm, or
they actually. What your take another industry that they're using. Farming is another. The mapping, because we do agriculture.
Right.
So we use thermal cameras for their vegetation. It can tell you where your vegetation is bad and somewhat. But yeah, just to herd cattle. The drones are perfect for that too.
Yeah, I don't imagine there's a drone out there that can actually lift a cow out.
Yeah.
There are, yeah.
That's the thing. There's different types of drones. There's actually manned drones, where it flies autonomously, right, by its own, like in I think China. Okay. So it goes from rooftop to rooftop like a taxi. Oh. So you get in it and you fly to another building. Oh. Yeah, so something like that would be big enough to lift up a cow, maybe.
That's interesting. You know what? Drones are the future, you know, in so many ways. A lot of
industries, like it's not photography and video anymore.
It's so much more than that.
Lots you can do. But I recommend, even picking up little guy like this. This is called the DJI Mavic Mini. So any foldable drone like this, they're called Mavics.
Okay.
And this is the Mini, so you don't have to be certified or registered to fly this one. So even something like this, especially with the propeller guards, will be perfect for something like that. Once you buzz around cattle, they'll move.
So if you're on a farm and it's your own farm and you buy one of these things, you can basically just do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's your property.
Okay.
As long as if you're in a flight path, I would obviously keep an eye out.
Gotcha.
You always got to keep an eye out.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter if you're open field, because are you going to have enough time to bring down that drone? Because part of the regulations, you got to yield to man the aircraft.
Okay. And what about power lines?
Power lines is another hazard. There's so many hazards that I deal with on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
Power lines is another one. Frequencies. It's like we take off from a sidewalk. What's that stuff called under sidewalk that? Oh my God! When they build cement.
The concrete. The sidewalk.
The steel.
Rebar.
That can throw off your GPS and your. Yeah. So stuff like that. Power lines is another one.
Yeah.
Especially on drones like this, because this one relies on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it's between your phone or tablet.
So, what about like a radio tower?
That too.
Yeah.
You can have radio frequencies, throw it off.
Really? Yeah. Well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because these are on a compass. They use compass, so you got to calibrate the compass every time you take off and land. And then you got your Wi-Fi and all that, especially nowadays with Wi-Fi everywhere.
So do you think like those, like I don't know, like have you tried like flying around like a 5G spot? I've
actually flew around a tower in local city. I'm not gonna say, but if you know what you're doing and you know how to read your drone, because you're not even though you're looking through your tablet at what the drone's looking at, you're always constantly, because part of the regulations, you have line of sight at all times.
Gotcha.
You can't take it beyond line of sight.
Okay.
So you're constantly, and you know how to read your drone. If it's acting, if you're moving your stick to the left and it's shifting like something's not right, then you're getting a reading. Plus, it'll tell you in your display if anything that's happening with the drone in real time, it's popping at you, like it's its own little cockpit.
So when you're did you notice any differences when you were around?
Yeah, interference, radio interference.
Really?
So right away, I just back out. Okay, never mind.
No way.
It's not. If it's not worth it, usually, like yes, when you first get a drone, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to it'd be cool to do this. But after a while, you're just like, I'm not gonna risk. If I'm not, it's. Sometimes I feel I don't fly for fun anymore, although it is fun. I don't put aircraft, public or manned aircraft, at risk.
So
unless it's for work.
So where would you go for fun to play with one of these?
I use this guy.
Yeah.
And I'll go to an open field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
To away from everybody, because people don't bother you. You're not bothering them.
Right.
And that's perfect for learning how to control your stakes and all that.
Okay. Well, Leo, it's been great having you here.
Thank you.
And very interesting topics that you've brought up. And I'm just wondering now, do you have anybody you want to shout out?
Moody's Mediterranean in Airdrie. He's helped me a lot with when I first came here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he helped me a lot on business. I just don't want to do the same mistakes I did when I was a painter.
Gotcha. And how did he help you?
Well, him being a business owner for so long, like marketing, how to get your business out there, social media, how to just market everything. And then we will help each other. Like I'll do free shoots for his restaurant.
Oh yeah. Nice. Reciprocation. I like it. And how's the food?
Great.
Awesome.
It's excellent. To be honest, like not because I know him and stuff, but I would say he's known for being, he'll give you more. You order this, he'll give you more of it. And just the way he is with people, it's not just a business. It's like he goes out of his way to make sure that when you walk out of there, you're not going to go on Google, oh, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, right?
The restaurant industry is a very fickle business.
Especially nowadays, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I would like to give it a try down there. And anybody else you got on your mind?
Airdrie Food Bank. I think that's a good. It's in my books. I've done some free because anything that's. Oh, I should mention that. I'll do it for Airdrie because I'm originally from Airdrie, right? That's where I'm based out of. So local businesses, if it's nonprofit, and it applies to Calgary as well. If it's nonprofit organizations, I'll either do it for free marketing for events. I know we can't have events this year, right?
Right.
But I'll do could do complimentary stuff for them.
Okay.
Or if it's, to be honest, like if I'm putting myself at risk or people, then I do have to charge.
Right.
Because that is time. You know, I am a business at the end of the day.
Right.
But I won't nowhere near the price that I would charge if it was somebody else.
Good to know. Well, if there's anybody that runs a charity or knows somebody who runs a charity, I think that Leo would be their guy, obviously. He's a very
marketing perspective on a drone.
Yeah. Oh, totally. No, like I said, we really liked what you did for us. So Airdrie Food Bank. And what's been your dealing so far with Airdrie Food Bank?
We did a Davis Chevrolet shoot. What is it? Giving Tuesday to do every year, and they were giving away checks to. They picked out certain nonprofit organizations in Airdrie, so I did a shoot for them. Yeah, for everybody receiving the checks and then flybys and stuff of every business, all totally complimentary.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it's food bank. We all need food, and especially these times with the way things are, they're there for you, right?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I've had some hard times myself and had to go to a food bank at least one point in my life, and
Same here.
yeah, it's and so I'm always glad to support a food bank when I can. Well, again, really great having you here.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Absolutely, Leo. Yeah, I mean, I hope everyone liked today's podcast. You can like and subscribe us on YouTube. That's be a great help to local businesses and myself alike. So it's been great doing this whole thing with y'all, and I hope you see us next time. It's at 3 p.m. Wednesdays and Fridays. We go live, and if you want to be a guest on the show, shoot us a message, give us a call. Bye for now.